Hey everyone, I'm Natasha. I haven't been on YouTube for maybe a year now, and I thought maybe you were wondering where I've been. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a bit of an update in terms of what's been happening. As you can see, I'm in my bathroom. I'm going to be fixing my roots, fixing my hair. It's very... I don't know if you can see. There's lots of grays. There's lots going on there, and I figured now's probably the right time to fix that and also just talk to you about what's been happening in my life over the last year. So come. Okay, so first things first, you would have noticed if you've been following my journey before that my hair went from being like in the middle of my back, nice luscious curly locks, to this straightened short hair. The backstory is that I had a Britney Spears moment. I took a scissor to my hair one day because I was feeling like I needed a change. I know you've all been there. So I took a scissors and cut my hair. The end. Since then, I have been trying to grow it out so it is a bit longer than where it was. Usually my hair bears the brunt of whatever change I'm going through internally. The last year has been a lot for me because I started a new job. As you know, when I started this journey, I was exclusively a career and life coach with my own business. But, you know, happened, all those wonderful things happened. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Okay, that thing, schmovid, happened, and business was tough for a while. So I have gotten back into doing what I have been doing for the last 15, I don't even know how long, years, which is HR. I have been fortunate enough to find myself working at a school doing HR work, and it's been the most rewarding experience while still having the flexibility to continue my coaching work. So I've been busy, like physically busy, doing all of those things, which has been a challenge. All that being said, let's get into doing what I said I was going to do. Okay, so I am going to be doing my hair. I also would just like to say that when I cut my hair initially, there was no science to it. I do watch a lot of Mondo videos, which gives me a false sense of expertise. I seem to feel that watching the video makes me smarter. My hair went from being here, I cut it to about here, and then I was like, ooh, let's just go a little bit shorter. Eventually it landed up being like here somewhere. So this is quite a bit of regrowth. The reason I cut it was because I did a botched bleach number on my hair. I used quite a strong product, it seemed, something that was meant for more coarse hair, and as a result, my hair, I don't know. As I said, I was going through the most at the time, going through things, so I applied the dye and my hair was frazzled. That was the initial reason why I was like, you know, F it, let's cut it. And then I cut it, and then I had a bob without even knowing it. I told myself that it was all good, I looked good, which I did, but if I'm honest, I preferred my longer hair, so now I'm going to grow it out. Because I'm in my 40s, the inevitable happens, I have grey hairs. To give myself the impression of being youthful, I often just touch up my roots because the greys are coming. They're coming full and fast. Rude, they're rude. So that's what I'm doing today. Again, I apologize to Mondo in advance. I'm using box dye. I've been wanting to go lighter, but that would require me using the bleach again, and I'm afraid.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
So I'm just going to continue on the path that I'm on, which is just apply more box dye shadily onto my hair. So yeah, let's do that. hair's something that grows back. So I've always been very adventurous when it came to my hair. I would do things and be like, let's cut it all off, it will grow back. Let's burn it all off, it will grow back. I know that lots of people don't like that approach, but for me, I'm like, what have you got to lose? It turns out you can go bald. So even though it's box dye, I'm going to try and do my best to make sure that it's even and I do the things he has taught me to do. Wish me luck. Okay, so firstly, I'm gonna section my hair. Never been able to section my hair properly, so there's that. Fun times. My hair is quite curly, so figured it's easier for me to ensure that all the color is applied evenly if I straighten my hair. So that's really what's caused my hair to be straight. I don't sectioning into 4 unequal parts. It's 4 parts. Let's just take the win, okay, Brad Mondo? Take the win, take the win. So, where shall I start with this update? Let me start at the beginning, right? So, I am 2 years into my braces journey, which has been an interesting ride. A lot of times through the course of this journey, I have asked myself the question, why did you do this? Is it worth it? I don't know, I can't answer that. I can tell you that my teeth are a lot straighter than they were, but I have discovered over the course of this journey that if I want to keep them that way, then I'm gonna have to wear a retainer. So I'm like, was it worth it, man? Could I not just have been comfortable with what I had? Because I mean, it's not like braces are cheap. They are quite expensive. Irrespective of what option you choose, braces are not, they're not cheap. The one thing that I've learned out of this process is that if you're able to get your kids to fix their teeth when they're younger, that's the best option. So this is the most, what is this? Guys, it's the first time I use this dye and I don't know what, it's liquid, it's very liquidy. I've never used dye where it's that liquidy. This is the cream developer, so I'm going to put that in. Wondering if the stuff is off, because you never know. My braces 2 years ago, and since then I've been questioning whether it was the right decision. My teeth are significantly straighter than they were, so I'm going to just, is that section too big? I've been questioning whether it was the right decision, whether I could have just lived with my teeth as is, and the answer is I probably could have, because they didn't bother me too much. I mean, the reason I got braces to start off with was not because I was terribly unhappy with my appearance. I don't know. I feel like it was one of those midlife crisis things. I was in my 40s. I feel like I was a bit unmoored maybe, and I needed something to do for myself. And I thought that this could be the thing. So yeah, I got braces. The day I got the braces, I came home and I was like, what have I done? What have I done? It was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had, and it was not it. Hey, it hurt. It hurt for a long time. Occasionally when I go to the orthodontist, it still hurts. So yeah, I've been questioning my life decisions, but you know, I am aware that I'm quite an impulsive person and sometimes make decisions on the fly. One of the greatest pieces of advice I've ever gotten was from my dad. He told me, you know, don't be afraid to make the decision. It's like, you know what, if you want to do something, go ahead and do it. Just know that there will be consequences. So be conscious of the fact that you're going to have to bear whatever consequences there are, and that's fine. That's fine. So I've lived my life basically that way since my dad told me that, much to my mother's dismay. So I got these braces, everything was fine, and I use the word fine very loosely. I lost lots of weight because I couldn't really eat anything, and I was okay with this arrangement. It became clear through the course of my treatment with my orthodontist that not only did I have crooked teeth, but I had an overbite as well, quite a significant overbite. And my orthodontist, he, you know, had many great ideas for how I can resolve this overbite issue. One of them being surgery. And I was like, no, dude, this is not it for me. It's not what I had signed up for. All I wanted was straighter teeth, man. I didn't go there to fix all these other problems. I'm like, live and let live. So yeah, he had suggested that I go for surgery just to update or just to push my jaw. So they literally break your jaw and push it forward so that it's more aligned. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Imagine. No, I'm not doing that. So I didn't do that. So we agreed that it won't, the braces journey won't fix my overbite entirely, but it will get it close enough to a place that he is comfortable with. I don't know why he needs to be comfortable. At the end of the day, I must be comfortable with it. So yeah, we've just been doing that over the last year, or last 2 years. The reason I stopped giving kind of braces updates is because it kind of got boring. I was just, you know, things kind of settled. There was nothing significant that he was doing. He was just, you know, changing my donuts every month when I'd go for an update. So nothing significant was changing. So I stopped doing updates after my 13th month update. So maybe 2 months ago when I went for my update, he announced to me that, you know, he's happy. It's almost, he's ready to take out my braces. And I'm like, what? I never thought this day would come. So I was very excited. He told me I was going to see my dentist because I don't know if I'm sure if you've been following my braces journey, you know that I've got a gap at the back where I had a tooth extracted when I was like 11. So he just wanted me to confirm with my dentist that there's enough space for an implant if I wanted to get an implant. And so I went to the dentist. She confirmed that everything's in a good place and that, you know, she's happy. I then went to the oral hygienist. She made it clear that I hadn't been to see her since I had my braces. So she, you know, highlighted this fact and made me feel like a piece of, you know, that thing. She encouraged me strongly to come back. So yes, she was nice-ish for an oral hygienist. So she cleaned my teeth for me quite nicely, but when she cleaned it, how crazy is this? She cleaned it and then she created so much gaps with the clean that when I went for my checkup and I told the orthodontist, look, the dentist is happy, they were like, look, the oral hygienist has created these gaps, so we're gonna have to, what am I doing? We're going to have to just push some things a bit. So I'm hoping that So they said after my next checkup, we can talk about, you know, taking these bad boys off my teeth. Obviously, we have to get me a retainer because it would be an absolute shame for me to have gone all this way and then my teeth go skew. My teeth are very disobedient. They don't listen. So I feel like if they're not restrained, they will shift back into their comfortable space. I feel like that's the nature of life. Habits are like that, aren't they? If you don't focus on maintaining that, you will start falling back into those bad habits. So yeah, I am excited. I just need to go and sell a lung to pay for a retainer. Anyway, that's another journey. Yeah. So in terms of my braces, things are going pretty well. My teeth are in the right place. They're kind of sitting perfectly on top of each other now. I still have my overbite. It's just not as bad. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Can't wait for them to remove it in its entirety though. I'll be a whole new person. Also at the beginning, so I started working at the school, right? And my kids were going to a different school. So it caused me a bit of, obviously because I had my own business, there was a lot of flexibility that I had. So I used to do pickups and drop-offs and all of those kind of things, which then became a lot more complicated when I got this job at the school because the timetables are completely different. So here in Johannesburg, there are two kinds of schools. There are schools that are a 4-term, so they split the year into quarters, and then there are schools that are 3-term schools. So the challenge I had was my kids was going to they were going to a 4-term school and I was working at a 3-term school. So holidays didn't overlap. It was just a mess. So what worked for me was for my kids to go to was for my kids to also be at the school that I was at. But you know, mental well-being and all of that kind of stuff, I really didn't want to force my kids to leave the school that they've just joined. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but when we came to Johannesburg, my kids were in a school. The school was okay, it's just it didn't work as well for my kids as I would have liked. Gabby's my eldest, her marks were not where they used to be, so I made the call to, just before the start of the, and when I say I mean the royal I, it's not how it goes, it goes the royal we. My husband and I, we made the call to move them to a different school. So the beginning of last year they started at a new school, which is all fine. My daughter was distressed because, you know, we had just uprooted her life, moving her from Cape Town to Johannesburg. She just made friends, and now I have done it again by moving her to another school. The thing about my kids is they both, they make friends easily. So, but my daughter was in that very, she's in that phase of her life where she likes the stability of knowing that she's got friends and all of that. So even though she made friends, she struggled to connect herself, which was fine. Anyway, she moved schools, made friends, or both of them moved schools, made friends, and it was all fine. So then when I started at the school, I was like, how do I convince them that this is, the school is the vibes, that, you know, they should, and my youngest needed less convincing. She was like, I'll go wherever, I'll do the things. Whereas Gabby was like, absolutely not. You've just moved me from Cape Town, you moved me to another school, and now you've moved me again, so no, I'm not doing it. So I, in my mind, was like, look, I'm gonna have to make it work. I'm gonna have to figure out how I do this practically if I end up staying at the school doing HR stuff. And that was my plan. Then I let the girls go for 2 days during their school. As I said, the school holidays don't overlap, so I let the girls go to my school during the school holiday for a few days just to see if they could potentially like it. And what do you know? They both loved the school. So that was such a blessing, because they were happy to move over to this new school. So yeah, I've been quite blessed. So now I'm working at the school, my kids go to the school, and it's great. It's really, really amazing. The school is really good. I really buy into the things that they teach and how they teach. Like, they are known as one of the only thinking schools in South Africa, so they their methodologies are linked to De Bono's thinking hats. So that's how they reason through a lot of things. So I really enjoy it. I enjoy the philosophy. I enjoy how they teach. So I was really pleased when they decided that they are wanting to go, and you know, it's been great so far. They're both thriving. Best decision for them ever. Gabby has had the opportunity to get back into some of the things that she hasn't been able to since we've come to Johannesburg, because the schools that she was at didn't have those facilities. So things like being part of the choir, you know, they're thriving. They're both thriving. So yeah, I've quite enjoyed working at the school. It's a very different kind of environment to what I am used to. I worked in corporate for 15 years before I decided to take the plunge and start my own business. So the challenge in that is that the school environment is very different. It's similar, but schools see themselves operating as quite different. Even though the challenges, whenever you work with people, the challenges are always the same. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's different. But obviously the people I work with believe that it's very different to corporate, having never worked in corporate. So that's a challenge in its own, because they don't actually know what they don't know. Most of them have never been outside of education, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm enjoying it though. It's a great challenge for me. I get the opportunity to work with lots of different people, and I still get to do my coaching stuff, which is lovely. Really enjoyed it. So that's from the work front. The one thing that I haven't been able to do is do some of these videos. I think that, you know, when you work as much as I've had the privilege of working, maybe that section's too big, you tap out at some point, and I think that's where I've been over the last few months. I've been mentally exhausted. It's been challenging, and in a good way. It's been really good for me, but you know, I've really in the past enjoyed creating content. I'm quite a creative person, so you know, I've enjoyed being on YouTube, showing a bit more of my creative side, posting, and all of those things have stopped. So I am worried about holistically my mental health, because I'm not getting that outlet, that creative outlet that I had previously, and that's why I really want to get back into making YouTube videos. So yeah, that's why I'm here. That is why I am here. I also, I've often spoken about my good friend Shoma, who edits my videos. He had a baby last year, and this is also why the one part that I don't enjoy about making content is actually editing the videos. And you know, it's growing on me. not my favorite thing. But he's been busy himself. He hasn't, because he's got a new kid. Crazy. I would never, and I'll say this to his face, I'd never think of him as a guy with those kind of responsibilities. It's quite refreshing to see. I just, you know, must never underestimate people. People can be more than you think they can be. Not that I didn't think he couldn't be a father. It's just, it's lovely. It's lovely seeing him in that phase of his life. I think it's beautiful. Anyway, all that being said, his life complicated my life. Because, you know, it's all about me. It's all about me and what I need. So he hasn't been able to assist as much, which then made me also feel like, do I want to record video and, you know, sit for hours after work and do these edits? I'll be honest, wasn't really on my list of fun things to do. So that's why I didn't. You see, this is why. You see all this. Damn box tie. So yeah, Shom and I have been connecting more frequently now because we both see the value in having this outlet, because he very much enjoys doing these edits. He very much enjoys having an outlet, a creative outlet to just play, because, you know, he works in the space as well. But doing it for corporate is not the same as doing it for funsies. And that's why he wanted to be involved in my channel when I started it, because this is something that he enjoys doing as well. But we just haven't been able to get our shit together. But all that being said, we have been speaking quite a bit around how we get the channel off the ground again. We're also talking about creating our own podcast. He and I have been friends. Shom and I have been friends for maybe, it's like 12, 13 years now. Known him for a long time. And we, I don't know, we have a strange kind of friendship. One that, you know, I don't see him for a few months and then we get back together and just talk shit. It's that kind of friendship. We are both opinionated, and we should be, because our opinions are not really based in fact a lot of the time. Well, for me, sometimes it's based in fact. I can't speak for him. Okay, I can speak for him. He does no research, so unless it's of interest to him. So if you're going to ask him to do tech stuff, the man will go and research for years. But like, when I ask him about what's happening in the world, the guy's like living under a rock sometimes. So anyway, we're thinking of starting a podcast and just sharing with people a bit about our friendship and how, you know, because we have lots of laughs together. We are out of pocket a lot of the time. And I feel like that could be great for other people to see. He is, yeah, he's different to me. So what I enjoy about our friendship is that neither of us really take offense to anything. Because we are so different culturally and everything. He's a black dude, I am a colored female, and for those not from South Africa, colored is not a derogatory term. I see you all coming for Tyler for saying that she's colored. Colored is an actual racial group here in South Africa, and I'm not mixed race, because that's what a lot of people think it is. I'm not mixed race. Both my parents are colored. Both of their parents were colored, so it's a racial group, guys. Anyway, so I'm colored, he is African black, and you know, I just enjoy learning about his culture, and he enjoys hearing about mine. Although, you know, to be fair, colored people are a different kind of breed, especially those from Cape Town. So, yes, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, we're going to probably we're trying to get that off the ground, see if we can start a channel, just share some of our stuff, some of our, you know, infactually based opinions, because lots of our opinions is just based on what we think we know. So yes, I'm very excited about that. We just need to coordinate better. But yeah, so that's the update, guys. That's where I'm at right now. I'm hoping to be fully back on YouTube and start uploading more frequently, just for the vibes, because I feel like, why not? It's, you know, I am not the type of creator that is terribly interested in just the numbers. It got to that point. I think that also was the thing that was bothering me about creating content, that at the end of the day I felt like I was investing all of this time and energy, and you know, I wasn't growing my following. And I'm like, you know what, the following, not that I don't care, I need to stay true to why I started this. People who need me will find me. You know, I am a hippie, child of the sun kind of person. I believe in fate. I believe that if people need you, they will find you, because that's how I've lived my life essentially. So I'm excited what the next phase of YouTube could look like for me. I will continue to create content and hope more people will see it. I don't know, algorithm hasn't been great for me in the past, except for my braces updates. I had lots of people viewing that stuff. Less people wanting some help on their careers, which is sad, man, guys. I can help you. I know stuff. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now. I'm working hard, doing the most, and also being my kids' Uber drivers. Now that they're at the school, they're doing a lot more activities through the school. My daughter's in the choir, as I said, so lots of choir events. She plays sports, so lots of sporting events that she now goes to on a weekend. You know, so I don't know. We'll see what the next few months look like for me. But I'm excited. I'm in a good space. Feel like, you know, what everybody kind of wants out of their life is to know that there's value and that people value the things that you do. When I left corporate, I was very clear that the reason I was leaving was because I wasn't feeling as though there was meaning in my job. I wasn't feeling as though I no longer wanted to find my way up the corporate ladder. I wanted to, that wasn't my vibe anymore. I didn't want to be the next CEO of, or the next HR director. That wasn't my vibe. I wasn't why I was doing the things. So I really wanted to find myself in a position where I could see that the things I was doing was making a difference. I don't know if that makes sense. Should do my roots, I suppose. That's what I wanted. I wanted a job where I got meaning, where I got as much meaning out of the things that I was doing than the people that I was working with, that I could see the impact of the things I was doing. And this is why I was drawn to coaching. Why when I left corporate, I was like, no, I want to be a coach. Coaching has really made a difference to me, and so I wanted to make a difference in other people's lives as well. So yeah, and I think working at the school, I can I can see the impact of the decisions that I'm making. So that for me is meaningful. Why I love it so much. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with my hair. I feel like I have not done the best, because like half of it is on my face. Half of it is on my face. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. As long as you can't see. Maybe I must brush it. Is that not gonna damage it? I don't know. I'm alone at home today. My kids are being entrepreneurial with friends in the area. They have made some baked goods and they're selling it. Some more chocolate. I think it's great. I could never do that in my area. I'd get robbed. Literally. I'm gonna put a bag on my head. I'm gonna let that sit for a bit. Okay. That's the update. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.